All right, welcome back in, guys. Goated video here. Currently got 6 pasture-raised eggs and a pound of 100% grass-fed beef. Gonna spike our testosterone production with all this cholesterol, protein, and I got all my micronutrients. And that's how you get jacked. I want to tell you guys a story. I want to paint a picture. Let's say you just got into weightlifting. You get into the whole gym scenario. You start getting consistent. You're getting good sleep. You're eating your proteins. You're having your protein shakes before and after a lift. Taking your creatine scoops. Doing the pre-workout powders. You're looking good. You start seeing gains. You start seeing some muscle growth. People start noticing it. People are complimenting you. Everything's good. Then your lifts start to not feel as good as they used to. You start needing 2-3 scoops of your pre-workout. You start needing more motivation. You don't see as many gains in the mirror. You're hitting a plateau. You start seeing more acne. You didn't have that before because you were getting good sleep and eating clean. But now, all of a sudden, you're starting to see negative side effects. But wait, you're doing it right. You're doing what the influencers are saying. You're doing what everyone else is saying. Eat protein bars, protein shakes. Eat canned chicken, canned tuna. Get as much protein as you can. You've cut out sugar. You've cut out everything that you know is unhealthy, but you're still getting acne. You still have brain fog. You're not seeing any results in the gym now. You've hit a plateau. And some people want to say, oh, you're just burnt out. You'll get through it. But when does that time come? You keep working out. You keep taking more rest days, but nothing's working. You're still getting brain fog, acne. You're not seeing gains, but you're doing everything right. Why? That was me. That was me 2 months ago. I was eating canned tuna, protein shakes every night, protein bars from the store. Because if it said protein, I ate it. I was like, oh, I'm going to get my 200 grams of protein in. I'm going to cut out bread and everything else, but I'm just going to do protein and healthy. And I'm going to do the pre-workouts because it says on the label, oh, I'm going to get super energetic and jacked in the gym if I have this gummy worm flavor pre-workout. And then all of a sudden, it stopped. I was seeing gains. I had really clear skin. I'll put some pictures on the screen of what it looked like about a year ago-ish, doing the standard weightlifting diet or the standard American diet. I was still eating vegetables. I was still, eating chicken and turkey and, the canned fish, just trying to get protein in. And I cut out all the bullshit. But all of a sudden, things took a dark twist. I'm going to put some pictures on the screen about 3 months ago. That's what I looked like. That's what I felt like. What happened? I was still getting good sleep. I was still hitting the gym really hard. I was doing everything right. I was taking all the supplements, ashwagandha, magnesium, creatine, terkesterone. I was trying everything. And I wasn't seeing gains. I was stuck at the same body weight. It just felt like I was pudgy. It felt like I was bloating after every single meal. My face was always inflamed and I'd have a bunch of acne. And I was like, what the hell? I thought I was doing everything right. Everyone told me I was doing the right things. And I still had muscles. I still had a good physique compared to the average Joe. But why did I get brain fog? Why did I feel like shit all the time? Why was I not getting gains? Why did I have anxiety? Why was I depressed? I had no idea. I had no idea. Until I figured out why. I had low testosterone. Hey, quiet down. Dogs are riled up. I had really low testosterone, guys. That is why I wasn't seeing gains. That is why I was getting acne. That's why I had brain fog, because my hormones were messed up. My gut health was destroyed. When you feed your gut synthetic protein powders and supplements and give it all these energy drinks and powders made in a lab, do you think your gut knows how to process that stuff? No. Absolutely not. You know what it knows how to process? Whole foods that God gave us: eggs, beef, fruit, sweet potatoes, avocados. Not protein powders, protein cookies. All the scam proteins are bullshit. I was spamming those. And I thought I was getting freaking jacked, and I wasn't. I was just getting bloated and pudgy, inflamed, acne, brain fog. Guys, I just felt terrible. And I just didn't know why. Because I was told online, my favorite influencers, they would eat this bullshit. They would promote this bullshit. They had their own forms of this bullshit, their own pre-workout powders. They had their own protein powders. And they would sell it, and I'd buy it thinking, oh, I'm going to look like Alex Eubank. I'm going to look like Chris Bumstead if I do this stuff. If I eat... Hey. Calm. Come on, get up. But dogs are... See, these dogs are high test because they are always doing shit. Here's the thing, guys. Alex Eubank, all these influencers that tell you to eat this diet, or you could have oats, you can have Oreos before the gym, you can do all this shit. They are all taking tests or SARMs or TRT. They don't have to actually regulate their hormones because they're just getting them synthetically through a shot. So they can get away with eating that bullshit. But you and I, natural lifters, cannot get away with that shit. That is why we're inflamed. That is why we have acne. That is why we get brain fog. That's why we hit the plateau in the gym, because we're eating the diet that these guys who are just taking steroids are eating, thinking we're going to get jacked like them, when in reality, it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit, guys. We've been lied to, and we keep falling for it. And when is it going to stop? When are you going to wake up and realize that all the foods you're putting in your body are the reason you feel like shit? It might say it's healthy on the thing. It might say, oh, protein, healthy. This guy's jacked eating it. But guys, you keep saying, I'm going to get jacked. You keep saying you're going to get a better mindset. You keep saying you're going to dial in. The reason you can't is because you're putting bullshit in your body. So you have to clean your diet up. You need to just start eating whole foods. This is the only shit that's going to get you dialed. This is the only shit that's going to get you jacked, get your mind straight, and get you dialed in life. Just eating this. Now, the reason men are so weak nowadays, because their testosterone is low. That's the reality. Guys nowadays, if you look around at the average guy, they just look like a creature. Like my favorite influencers, Down Nutrition, Shredded Sages, they say it all the time. Guys nowadays just look like creatures. Look at any older guy. They just like have an insane double chin. They don't look human at this point. It's crazy. And why? Because they're eating all these foods that they're told are healthy, but they're just slowly wearing them down. I used to eat Chipotle. I used to eat Chick-fil-A. It's like, oh, these are healthy fast foods. They cook in seed oils. They have preservatives, artificial flavors, a bunch of bullshit in them. It's just going to lead to bad things. Hey, quiet. So, and I used to, every Friday night, get 40 nuggets from McDonald's because it was 100 grams of protein. I was like, ooh, I'm going to get jacked. I would wake up the next morning inflamed, looking pudgy, like a soy boy. I felt terrible, and I didn't know why. I was like, what's the protein? It's this and that. I was blaming so many other things for why I felt bad, and I never looked at the root cause. And it was me giving into my dopamine pleasures. You know, having little cheat meals here and there, having energy drinks every day. I didn't need this stuff, but I was convinced I needed it because I was just giving into my dopamine. That's the reality. A lot of guys are just giving into their dopamine. So here's what you need to think about. What do you want to be? What do you want to make of yourself? Because everything you do every day is leading towards your future self. You can have a great week, dialed in all week, eating a clean diet, working out, getting good sleep. But the weekend comes, you go party, you drink, do a bunch of bullshit, you ruin your whole week. That is slowly killing you, guys. They are slowly killing you with all the bullshit. So if you follow the crowd, if you follow the average guy, and you're just okay with being average, you're going to get worse every day, every month. You're going to start seeing worse side effects because you're not putting your health first. If you put your health first, you're going to be more dialed. You're going to be more shredded. You're going to be more confident. And you're going to be more happy at the end of the day. So it comes down to this. What do you want to do? Do you want to wake up? Do you want to start eating whole foods? Start cutting out all the bullshit in your life and unlocking a clear mind, getting jacked, because the proof is in the pudding. Or do you want to just stay average? Do you want to be like every other guy? Because here's what you got to think about. Why are the obesity rates so high? Why are the divorce rates so high? Because men are just weak. Men are low test. Men are giving into their pleasures more than ever. You have to resist temptations. You have to resist your flesh. Do you think when I first started eating this diet, I liked it? I mean, it tastes fine. I didn't like it. I missed Cane's. I missed my energy drinks. I missed the little sugars I would have. But once you get to the other side, guys, you got to think there's a line. I was here and most guys are here. Cheat meals, bullshit, partying, consuming bullshit. But once you get to this line, you eat whole foods only and you clean up your diet, you cut out all the bullshit, you never want to go back over the line, ever. And if you slip up and do, you go right back over the line because you like feeling good all day. You like waking up with energy. You like being jacked and shredded. You like having confidence and you like being happy. Everyone on this side is lying, bro. They're not happy. No one is when they look in the mirror at the end of the day. When they look in the mirror, they know they're doing bullshit and they know they're getting worse. They're not happy. So they cover it up with stimulants. They cover it up with all this bullshit. And it's just slowly getting you worse and worse. So you guys got to wake up today. You got to be all in. There's no cheap meals. There's no bullshit. The new standard is no settling for less. No taking cheap advice. Because if you take mediocre advice, you're going to get mediocre results. I took mediocre advice in the gym and with my diet, and it got me nowhere. Eating protein shakes, doing all that bullshit. But when I took good advice that you need to sacrifice all your pleasure just to eat whole foods, now I feel great. Maybe there's a correlation. But the thing is, you guys will eventually realize it one day. You're going to realize that everything you're doing is bullshit. I realized it 2 months ago when I was about to settle and be like, oh, I'll just out of college, get a job with my major and do this and that. But since then, I absolutely changed because I cut out all the bullshit. I'm no longer satisfied with that. I'm no longer content. I want to be better. So that's why I'm working hard. And some guys, all guys will eventually realize that they're worth more. But sometimes it's too late. So start today. It is day one. Not one day I'm going to get jacked. Not one day I'm going to start building my future. Not one day I'm going to change my mindset. It starts today. Day one. You guys got to quit the porn, the partying, the drinking, the vaping, all this bullshit. You have to quit. Because if you don't, how are you ever going to be a husband? How are you ever going to be a good dad? How are you ever going to be a good friend? How are you ever going to be someone great if you can't resist your mind and your temptations? And I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not perfect. But I'm trying to be. That's the goal. The goal is to try to be perfect. It's not possible. Jesus was the only perfect person. But you can try. You can try your hardest. That's all that counts. Every day you got to try. Every day you got to wake up with your alarm. Every day you got to walk 15,000 steps, or at least 10. Every day you got to eat clean. Every day you got to hit the gym hard. Every day you got to accomplish stuff. But at the end of the day, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Do you want to be better? Do you want to be the best version of yourself? Are you okay with being the person that wakes up with no energy, that feels like crap all the time, that gets sick all the time, that sees no gains in the gym anymore, that doesn't get respected by girls? Do you want to be that guy? Or do you want to make some damn change and be a freaking guy? Turn into an actual man. It comes down to whatever you want. It comes down to whatever you want. Because you make the choices every day. You put yourself in the scenarios every day. And you're the one that makes the excuses. I used to make excuses all the time. And I still make excuses. But since I've cut back on excuses, my life has gotten better. So quit making excuses. They're bullshit. They're bullshit, guys. At the end of the day, it comes down to what you want. It comes down to what legacy you're trying to leave. So, you want to be jack shredded, build a future, be respected, eat whole foods, change your life. Quit doing the bullshit because you know it's bullshit And sometimes you don't want to admit it. I didn't want to admit it for a while. And then I eventually admitted it, changed it, fixed it, and now I feel great. Now I feel awesome. I look awesome. I feel awesome. I mean, guys, come on. There's a part of you that wants to be great. Let that part of you out. Let that part of you take over. Start resisting the temptations. That's all for today's video. Catch you guys tomorrow. We're going to do more motivation shit. Got the whiteboard. We're just going to keep going. So, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share with the buddy. It's all about who you hang with. You are who you hang with. Send us to your buddies. Change their mind. Let's work. Let's work.